Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here. How you doing? Right, it's Friday, which means it's request day, and this one's been floating around for a long time actually. Finally voted in by my Patreon crew, my little bonbons, and they've 57% of the vote. So over half of the vote has gone for this one. It's White Harbour Natural Beauty Theme by Flippertyfloo. Now, Flippertyfloo is an underrated creator. They've done some very nice stuff. Assets as well. Now, here's your start square. Yeah, definitely intersections in that, isn't there? And there's your resources. Yeah, very clear what is and what isn't. Okay, what do we need? Well, the Norfolk Island Pine by Mr. Mason. Network Extensions Project is listed, although you want Network Extensions 2 and a Natural Beauty. For the sake of today's show, I am using Photorealistic by Reaper as the LUT. Let's try to find one that I found comfortable with this particular map. Of course, you can choose whatever LUT you like. Now, the roads are, well, they're fine. They are very fine indeed. Now, this particular LUT, of course, look at the colour of the roads, the theme, look at the colour of the roads, very pale, very pasty. And here's our first intersection, very smooth, everything flowing really nicely, all the main traffic getting forced across the bridge, and then we've got the ability to carry on straight along by taking this little turn off here, and hitting these merge lanes here. So we're down to 2 lanes. This is network extensions, of course, the 2 lanes, and then we reach immediately afterwards, we reach this intersection. Now this is here so that you can start a little building area. This isn't the start square, but Flippertyfloo has given us several locations where we can just get stuck straight in. Here's one of them, nicely decorated, nice intersection there. I don't know how good it is going to be at handling the traffic, but it looks good. And of course, that's the most important thing with traffic flow. Yeah, it doesn't matter if the intersection doesn't work, as long as it looks good. Rail over road, we will have a look at that one later. And then we head down into the forests. Now, yesterday, I believe it was, we had some trees in the middle in the central reservation, and I had a bit of a grumble about them. These ones make sense, it's in the forest. So, yeah, I'm okay with them. We'll just move on and ignore them, they're fine. And then this intersection, you see the way that the road has been tapered into the ground to bring the height of the road down so we don't get any clipping of lampposts. So you see there's nothing clipping through on that one. That's very good. Good work. A very smooth, rounded, nice intersection. Not really much more to say about that, really, is there? Now, let's say, considering there's only one non-vanilla tree, this is a good mix. The Norfolk Island Pine really does work very nicely indeed with the vanilla trees, and Mr. Mason should take a bow for that one. Whether he's going to be watching the show is a different question. Right, then we hit this bridge. It looks like a perfect bridge, doesn't it? And you know what? It nearly is. It very nearly is. I'm going to grumble about one minor thing. It's so minor. It's so minor. Look at this. Slightly higher on the left-hand side than the right-hand side. Not just the uprights, but the roads themselves, if we get down level, aren't quite level. Honestly, I'm not marking down the map for that. I'm just saying it's not quite perfect. Still looks good. Still looks very, very good. And that's what matters. Doesn't matter if the bridge works, as long as it looks good. I've said that sort of thing before. And look at this mess of an intersection. It's glorious. That will handle a lot of traffic, won't it? Admit it. admit it. We've got to build a start location there, and once again, loads of traffic rolling through here. Any street lamp clipping? No, of course not. But there is. They've got a little sinner here, which is lighting the wrong street, of course. And over here, right through the middle, one there, and one on the other side there as well. Oh dear, oh dear. And look, there as well. Oh, fail. Fail, flippity fail. Flippertyfloo. That's who you are today. With your street lamps glitching. Anyway, we'll head up the hill. We're going the wrong direction here, but there's another intersection over here I want to show you. And why do I want to show you it? Because if anything, it's even worse than that last one. Looks really nice, doesn't it? Looks like a goat. We've had goats before. Had goats on this show before. Yes, nice roads laid out so you can start building your city straight away. This is a very low crossing. Very low crossing. So much so that you could almost limbo under that, couldn't you? Look at that. You could almost limbo under these street lamps. In fact, you probably could if there wasn't any traffic coming. I strongly advise not limboing on the highway. That's BonBonB's word of the day. But, I mean, the height's really good. I like the height. I just think the street lamps shouldn't clip through the highways. We're going to nip cross country to join up this highway over here, rather than see the same stretch of highway we've already seen already. Now we're getting towards the start square, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. This and Easter. Sorry. Another nice smooth intersection. Now if you look here, once again the roads are tapered into the ground, and by tapering the roads in, there's no street light clipping. So why have we forgotten to do it on the other intersections? I don't know. Anyway, we'll hair bear along here, and we hit this intersection. Once again, tapered into the ground. No street light glitching. Love it. Nice tidy intersection. And then down here, this is your start square with a rail running through it as well. So you've got plenty of opportunities there to crack on. And we'll move on from that. We'll have a look at that a bit later on as well. And you've got a similar intersection here, and hair off this way. Great, lovely. We're away from this. I promise you there are no more intersections and no more street lights to glip through. But what we do have is a perfect bridge. Here it is. Here it is. It's the perfect bridge. Perfectly aligned. Good height. Tapers nicely when you come down to the ground level. Beautiful. Very much impressed with that. Right, rail. Rail? Anybody? Woo woo. Yeah, rail. Now, we can hair off to the left there, but that'll go straight to the fog, and we're going to ignore that, clearly. And we've got two parallel lines here, which connect one way, then connect back again. That's fine. That's all good. And they run parallel. Oh, look, a bit steep here, though. A little bit steep. I would like to have seen that go into a tunnel, because we're dropping down the other side here and have the tunnel emerge down here. I think that would have been my preferred option there. Now here, if we go straight on, you can see here we've got a lovely rail over road. I'm not a big fan of rail over road normally. You know that, I moan too often about it. But that tapers beautifully. The minimum blockage, I would say there is like two units into the slope to come back down. That's the bare minimum. It's still too steep. Realistic, that dead ends here, by the way. Yeah, it's still too steep, but not. So I don't know what we got rail down here for, actually. But yes, that's, yeah, in terms of realism, but in terms of within the game, anything less than 2 units would be too steep. Here we've gone across. Yeah, we've got elevated here, and just a little bit of a last minute adjustment there. I think that could have been smoothed out a little bit more. Minor stuff. Perfect bridge here. Perfect bridge. And then it comes down over 2 units as well. 1, 2 units to come back down to the ground level, which is, once again, is the bare minimum. Anything less than that, it just looks too steep. And then we've got another. Now this is rail over road, and this I would like to have seen stretched out. Once again, bare minimum, Love to have seen it stretched out a little bit more. It's quite low though, and then comes down once again 2 units again. So Flippertyfloo knows about the bare minimums, which is cool. Go through the fields. What have we got coming up on the other side of the fields? It's a little bit of a slope on the go there, but we'll let that go. And then boom, we have this. Too steep, 1 unit, and that needs to have been stretched out a little bit more. And then on the other side, 2 units. So why? That made me sad. Down here we're heading towards where the docks would be. Got 2 dead end lines here. They're not connected, and you probably will be connecting them some way or another. And then we'll head off this way, through the start square, where you're going to have a station, no doubt. Around there somewhere. What do you think? Is this high enough? Let's have a look. Ah, there you go. See, no power lines clipping through the concrete. That's a good height. And then here we've got it goes up by 2. That's lovely. And on the other side, and it drops down in a 1. That's just a little bit too steep again for my liking. And then off and through, and do you know what? We are on the train to Assetville. Hey, there's a bit of a rise in the land there. Could have just been smoothed out a little bit there. Now, I wonder what is smooth today. Smooth is Pontsteiger by Jerenable. Well, we've seen Jerenable's work before. Actually, Pontsteiger was on my list of assets to do, well, when it first came out, and I just couldn't get it to load. And then suddenly it appears. It's a unique building, and so perhaps that's why I couldn't find it before. I don't know. But here it is. It's plopped down. It looks very nice. It's a heck of a building. And I know, what would you use this for? Maybe a university building? Maybe an unusual skyscraper? Just looks like it's going to topple over forward, doesn't it? The weight of it on the front. Anyway, that's Pontsteiger by Jerenable. And that is a very, very interesting building. Got to say I like it. Which means we can now move on to the theme and LUT review. Thank you very much. And the factoids. Today we're talking about misbehaving. On early railway journeys, ladies used to hold pins between their lips while travelling through dark tunnels. You can consider this, ladies. It's a good idea when travelling through a dark tunnel, just in case gentlemen took advantage of the gloom and tried to kiss them. Ouch! Ooh, yes, beware. In Tibet, the traditional greeting is a low bow, followed by sticking out of the tongue 3 times. One more for the ladies. Edwardian ladies were warned never to speak to a man smoking a cigar, because if they did, they would have to throw it away, and cigars were very, very expensive. More factoids tomorrow, with one last look at Springpine Rapids. And that is ecania's theme, with Vivid LUT. Okay, back to shipping. Shipping, we've got this route that cuts up this little wash here, and then through this way, and then it goes into here. It comes straight back out again. And then that does connect off to the fog that way, and it also connects off to the fog this way. Now, water flow. Where do you think the main source of water is? Have a quick look. Do you think it's going to be down there at the bottom in the middle? Down here at the bottom in the middle? On the right there? Yeah? There? No. That's actually an outflow. I thought that was it. But here, this is a main source here. This is the main proper source, I've got to be honest with you. The water flows down here, and then it will bear off to the right, and it will go down that exit that we just looked at, and it will sort of head off out to sea down this river. Okay, but then if we go the other way, you'll find water flowing in. Why is that? Well, when I say it's the only proper source, here we've got a water source here which immediately flows out as well. And over here, there's a water source here which immediately flows out. The thing I'm saying here is, if you're going to go with vanilla sewage treatments, have a careful look where you are putting your outflows, because there's one or two interesting water flows. You should be okay. There's plenty of water movement. Islands in the stream. Look at Natural Beauty theme's got some very nice sand textures. I've got to say, I love that. Looks like footprints all over. Although there'd be huge footprints, there'd be Goliath footprints. But yes, love the beaches. Love the beaches on this map. The islands are interesting shape. Certainly big enough to build on. These are way off close to the fog as well. Doesn't mean that you can't make use of them. And if you've got mass transit, I could see it's a particularly good map for maybe doing ferries. I think very nice. Yeah, on this side, right off in the fog, you've got sort of like more rugged, no drowned trees, I'm loving that, but yeah, more of a rugged coastline. But on this side, you've got all these bays with nice beaches all the way along there, and around the top you get into the angular, ready cut, what am I talking about, port area, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, shall we go down and have a look at the rivers at river level? This is the wonky bridge. When I say wonky, it's not really wonky, it's just a little bit out. Once again, Move It can fix that in, well, moments. Just moments. Got a few submerged rocks in the river. Interesting. Very nice. And then we get up to this. This is like a natural style canyon. It feels a little contrived to me. I'm not saying I don't like it. I do like it. But I just don't really buy into it. That said, we got a little spiky rock here. That looks like an error rather than a glitch, rather than by design. But yes, to be fair, I don't buy into the canyon that I have in my own map. To be honest with you, it's the one thing I wasn't particularly happy with. I think this is a better canyon than in Maverickstowe, but I'm still judging it based on what I'm seeing, and it's nice, but I don't know. Now, this is the nearest thing to a BonBon Island I've seen in a long time. I wouldn't mind sticking like a little hunting lodge on there. Not that I'm going to go hunting. Maybe a fishing lodge. That's more like it. I might go fishing. I've never been fishing. Well, I have, but I didn't catch anything. I was basically... Is it fishing if you don't catch anything? You just stood there with a rod. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, we've got lots of interesting terrain. Fairly smooth, nothing too steep. Even the biggest hills are buildable. And over here, like I say, the ground over here, there are changes in the terrain. Over here, down here, it's more or less perfectly flat, especially getting towards the water, before raising slowly to get into the mainland. It's a very nice builder's map, I've got to say. Aesthetically, I like it. I think it falls some way short of being a 5-star map, but I like it. It's very nice. I'm giving it 4 stars. Detailing. Now, the detailing is generally quite good. There's a few bits that are letting it down, and Flippertyfloo hasn't gone the extra mile. So I'm going to give it a solid 3 stars. And for gameplay potential, I think there's a lot you can do with this. I definitely recommend this to anybody for building. So 5 stars for gameplay. Watch that water flow though. Will I give it the BonBonB seal of approval? I'm tempted to, but I'm just not sold on this particular map myself, so I'm going to hold back on that one. But feel free to give it your own seal of approval, because like I say, it's a very good map. Very, very nice map. And nothing wrong with it. So get on and play it, okay? Thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Join me tomorrow for another map in the Waltz map series. Click the link on the left to see the most recent video, the link on the right to see another Waltz map, the big circle in the middle to subscribe, and see the full map list over on patreon.com/BonBonB. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow for another Waltz map.